And at the stage that we're at, I'm going to bring us in on October 28th. That is after you've already gotten the 6 days, the quick and good 6 days of salvage done. And only pausing this here to ask you, is it when do you want to make that trip to Mona for the food and supplies? Do you want to spend the next 2 weeks here, getting the last difficult and um, difficult bits from the station? Words are not working. I haven't had my caffeine yet. Um, or do you want to divert to Mona beforehand and then come back to the station? I'll admit it doesn't make much sense to leave here, spend 2 days traveling to the planet, and then 2 days back. I just want to make sure that I'm not pushing you on, faster than
Mm-hmm.
you want to go here.
Mm-hmm. No, I think if we're going to be resupplying on the planet Mona anyway, then it makes sense to spend all the time that we're using supplies here before we go down and resupply.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless
Better to resupply right before we
anybody,
leave.
yeah. Unless anybody disagrees.
No, doesn't sound like it. All right. Well, I think it's time for another doom or bloom roll, as I've decided to call them. Based on some feedback from all of you about the exert check that I called last session. Let's take a look at a skill list here. And I think this is an opportunity for a basic work check.
Okay.
I'm choosing work because a lot of starfarers and people that are adventurers, they either haven't had the background of spending 8, 10, or 12 hours a day working and slaving away, or it's been so long that they've forgotten it. And I think that someone that is keeping up their work skill probably has more familiarity with that. This isn't attempting to be a penalty for not having the work skill, because I know nobody does that. I just think it's the best representation right now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm just gonna ask for a real quick from everyone a con work skill check.
I almost put my work up to 0.
It does seem like it would have fit Douglas there.
Yeah, but I had to do it for level 2.
Ooh,
I
nice.
think at this point, work fits all of us.
And if you are an expert, you can reroll.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, may as well, huh?
Yeah. It's starting to think.
Some of us definitely.
Oh my god.
I like the first roll better.
Yeah, you can keep the first, right?
Yeah, you can.
You keep the better.
Wow.
You know what? I might as well try and see if I can get something better than I rolled average, but no.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely taking the first roll.
Okay.
And then the
Okay, good. I'm not the only one who
the
rolled
old
well.
guy's fine.
Good.
Yeah, the old guy's fine. Everyone else is just, yeah.
Excuse you, I got a 9.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I
Aren't
think
you like the second oldest or something? No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're third, I think. Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I think the turns have tabled. This time it's Elise that is having the most difficulty with with this. And here I'll give a little bit more, shed a little bit more context on 800's background, Elise's background. Oh, and by the way, at this point, I will start using whatever name you've put on the character. So I'll start using John, Douglas, Das, Elise, and where are we? Percy. If that's what you want your character to be called, just make sure that that's what's showing up in the roles. I can also update your tokens to match your character sheets, I think, but I'll test that later because I'm not 100% certain on that. So some context for Elise here. This level and manner of hard work is not what's difficult here. This is a person who has been familiar and is recalling some familiarity with crunch time, essentially. So what else is going wrong here for 800? What do you think, Jackal?
I think maybe it's just like the overexertion, right? Like when people work for a long time, they get tired. When they get tired, they get sloppy. When they get sloppy, they make mistakes.
What mistake did Elise make that caused some kind of an issue? Let's touch some music.
I think something that would be pretty plausible is, not double checking that there's enough oxygen in the tank, like going out with half a tank instead of refilling it, right? Just expecting it to be full. Something along the lines of that.
Okay. I think that's a great one. And here I'm calling it doom and gloom for a reason. I'm also, as long as there is a roll that hits the threshold I've set, then it's not just one person, encounters a crisis. It's a doom and a bloom. So Nox, you got the highest roll over there and meet that threshold I set. How does John's experiences, wisdom, and his age, or however you want to portray it, help this situation? Like, save Elise from this mistake.
Gary muted. I'm going to say that after the events of last time, 119 has packed additional oxygen, just in case.
Okay. So, sounds like there's 800 and 119 are probably working together in a shift again, and there are, Jackal, correct me if I'm wrong here, perhaps there were some warning signs in the suit that 800 maybe ignored or snoozed?
I think it maybe is more of just like grabbed any old oxygen tank, didn't check it, put it on, walked outside, doing their thing. They get the warning and go, fuck, I am like on the other side of the station, right? This is an issue. Something along those lines.
Okay. And then John over there to the rescue.
He's gonna take an additional tank of oxygen out of the pack and move it over and detach it.
Elise is a little speechless, but after a moment, she does say thank you.
You have to stay prepared for these things. With a chuckle.
Right.
Okay. With some preparation and a bit more experience, as well as recalling or at least feeling some familiarity with with hard work here. At least for a couple of you. Yeah. The rest of the 2 weeks is pretty uneventful. 579 finishes up the rest of the customized vac suits. You know, they're not as fancy as the store-bought brands. Um, and they certainly don't have any brand labels on them. Nobody's gonna get any style points. But they're functional and they're holding up. They don't seem, you know, any more prone to failure than normal suits, which is good because normal suits are designed to some pretty tight specifications. And the work is done efficiently with some instruction and pointing out of what's best and what's junk from 579. Anybody else want to pause it or put in a scene that they think happens with a character during this time? Not required, just offering.
Yeah, I got something actually.
Okay.
I think at some point after the vac suits are finished, and Douglas immediately turns that, like, I assume Douglas immediately turns his attention to, like, not just directing the part scavenging, but using stuff to pick up the Raza's spike drive further as well. So at some point 872 is gonna come over and just say, "Hey, are you getting enough rest? It feels like all we've had, like, since we've woken up, all you've been doing is fixing things constantly."
Yeah, I'm fine. Why do you ask?
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know,
sure.
just like the rest of us, sometimes there's been downtime where there's not much we could do. Most of myself, I'll be honest, a lot of this stuff's outside my wheelhouse, but like you've been doing stuff constantly since we woke up. And try to make sure you're not burning yourself out.
I caught a couple hours of sleep yesterday. It's fine.
A couple hours? 872 raises an eyebrow.
Spoken like a
couple.
gamer.
Yeah, how much sleep are you getting?
More than a couple, like you're supposed to.
That's plenty. The ship ain't gonna repair itself.
I know, but that's my point. Like,
Unless we get some free tech.
I know
that.
like another day or two isn't going to make a difference. We don't want you killing yourself from exhaustion, and we also don't want you like overly tired and getting sloppy and fucking something up.
No, it's fine. If I'm gonna fuck something up, I'll warn you ahead of time or something.
The point is, do make sure you're resting enough, yeah?
Yeah, sure. Will do. He's not gonna do that.
Conclusions we all saw coming.
Yeah.
Yo.
Oops.
Yeah, out of character, we're really gonna need to get you like a team of not minions, but like assistants, you know?
Maybe. Or hold an intervention.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, go rest.
Yeah, just sleep.
You can just spike his
That's
drink.
to we've revoked your access to engineering until you rest.
Oh boy, that would be.
That's it. Look, doing that to the guy. Doing that to the guy who's saying his grenades.
It's like, oh yeah, it's just a went off on the fritz. Got to cut my way through the door now.
Yeah. I was going to say, doing that to the guy whose whole thing is grenades and more grenades is perhaps not the best idea.
Yeah.
No, what we need to do is we need to put all the...
have an engineering door anymore.
Yeah. What we need to do is we need to put all the coffee in the malfunctioning fridge.
That's terrible. That's terrible. All right.
Anyways,
Well,
yeah, that's. I just wanted to get that.
yeah, I definitely appreciate that. It helps to make the 20 days you spent here feel less like 5 minutes, which well, maybe 15 minutes because you've been here a while, and more like the characters are actually living that. Obviously, we can't perfectly represent it, but a scene or two helps. I definitely appreciate.
We could accurately represent it by reconvening here 2 weeks from now.
I'd rather not do that.
No, let's not.
No.
So it's for those tracking time. It is the 11th of November when you get the Rattling Zabra fixed up, and initial simulations and what tests you can do while in real space show that the drive is knocking less and driving more. You've got yourself a drive 2. At this point, it has been about somewhere between 30 and 45 days since you yeah, somewhere around there. I think it's actually around like 35 days since you stocked up on stat. You have enough that you could just leave the planet and go, but you also have that offer of food and water, and you need the fuel from them.
Yep.
Yeah, so you technically you have an option, but realistically you kind of don't.
Yeah. Realistically, we're going there anyway, so you might as well
Yeah.
try. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the next stop. Is it?
Well, with your faster new drive, it only takes you 1 day to get over there.
Okay. On the way over there, I have a thing that I would like to do.
Absolutely, let's hear it.
I do kind of feel like maybe 180 would have thought of before I did, but I've thought of it now, and this is when the idea is happening. I'm gonna go down to the food stores, and I'm going to seek out whatever I can to make something that passes for a cake.
Okay.
It may not be a particularly appetizing cake, but she's going to do what she can.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to let you decide how good it is, given the stores that you have, how well she does at making this. You can either roll or just decide.
I mean, this is going to be like, what have we got? We've got like rations and tins. So I can't imagine there's much in terms of making a reasonable cake.
You've
But
probably got some canned fruits, canned pasta, obviously.
okay.
There would be
Okay.
some flour and other stuff that makes long-term food. Well, stuff that can last a long time but makes food. Like they would have used flour to make bread instead.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's probably some to make. It may not be entirely like the cake that would have been made with full access to all ingredients, but it's a cake. Yeah.
It's probably missing eggs. That's probably the biggest thing it's missing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so she's got a cake. It is of a
got a
quality
cake.
that we'll let you decide. What's she doing with it?
I'm gonna just roll something for quality because.
Okay.
Sure.
If you want a suggestion, I would say wisdom or connect. with wisdom with either work or connect or perform.
Let's try that.
Yeah.
Below average, but
It meets the very
not
basic
terrible.
threshold.
Yeah, it's edible, and it might be reasonable to eat. It's not going to be like you put it in your mouth and it's like, oh.
Well, I'm talking strictly
Yeah,
from a skill, like a numbers standpoint. A 6 is like the basic difficulty.
Right. Okay. So it's a cake. Okay.
Should succeeded at that part.
Yeah. So whether any of the rest of you are aware of this cake before it's finished is questionable. She would definitely be trying to keep it at least a little bit secret.
The question is,
especially-
did you take anything out of the fridge to make this cake?
I think if anything was coming out of the fridge to make this cake, she's going to disguise it with something else also coming out of the fridge. Like she's going to go get a drink of juice and also take the thing she needs out of the fridge at the same time. But yeah, like she's vaguely trying to keep this a little bit secret. And then she will call everyone into the canteen, and there is like an upturned storage box on the table.
Okay.
And I'm assuming you all sort of wander in.
Yeah, I think she can time this when people aren't sleeping and or given a break from work. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get everyone in.
What is this?
This is well. I figured now we're not quite immediately about to die. We've got a bit of time to relax with. Well, you were. She looks at Percy. You were kind of frozen for it, but lifts the box up. Happy birthday. Bit late, but.
Percy will just he just looks kind of stunned for a moment, and then he starts thinking, and then he looks at his wanted poster. Out of character, was Percy actually frozen for his birthday?
25th of September. We woke up on the 17th of September, and you basically immediately went back into stasis. Like the point that you were back in stasis, that we were doing that slingshot, your birthday was in that.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were a frozen popsicle hurtling around the sun for your birthday.
Yeah. So you see Percy just sort of he looks sort of stunned, and then he thinks about it, and then he checks the birthday on the poster or whatever, and he's like, "Well, shit, you're right. I didn't even realize. Thanks, Tess. That really means something. Thank you. Wow." Didn't even realize it was my own birthday.
Yeah. Well, figured we could use some relaxation.
And I had no idea you could bake either.
Well, it's something of a challenge with what we've got, but I managed.
Guess it's not just machines that you can get talking to you. Hey, kid.
I try.
That's nice.
Well, in that case, and Percy will pick up a glass of juice, I guess, or some water or something, and just raise it and say, "Here's to our own little master chef," and then give it a little flick as if he was toasting with someone else, but obviously nobody else has got a drink yet. And yeah.
You have a a little birthday celebration there. Anyone else, feel free to contribute their character reactions.
Well, I
So
gotta get
what
back to
kind of-
work.
What kind of cake did you make? I didn't know we had the ingredients for this.
Kind of like it's not the sort of cake you would make if you had all the ingredients, but it's cake.
What kind of cake is it? That didn't really answer my question.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a mishmash of all the things I could. I guess the most accurate short description is probably that it's fruitcake.
Okay.
There is a lot of fruit in there.
How does it taste? I have a slice.
I guess we're gonna find out. I will. Well, first of all, Percy is. By this point, Percy has his hand on Douglas's collar and he's going to say, in fact, we're all going to stay and try this cake, aren't we? Right? We're not just going to run off and go straight back to work. Right, Douglas? Because downtime is important. Yeah?
He's really thinking about that one.
Yeah, okay.
Oh. Huh? What was that?
I said, well, I guess we're all going to find out how good the cake is, and Percy is holding Douglas's collar because we're going to stay and have some nice downtime to celebrate my birthday instead of running straight back to work. Aren't we, Douglas?
I can just take some cake with me.
No, you can't.
Fine.
No, it's my birthday. Stick around for 10 minutes at least. Come on, look at the effort that the kid put into this.
He's gonna put the 10 minutes on. He's gonna start a stopwatch for 10 minutes.
I knew that was going to happen.
When he's
10
not
minutes.
when he's not looking, I'm going to increment it up to half an hour.
Okay, but he's gonna notice that.
No, you got to wait for it to get to like 3 minutes and then increment it back up to 7 and then wait for it to get down again and just keep incrementing. Like it's always less than 10 minutes, but it actually ends up being half an hour.
Yeah, exactly. That's how that's absolutely how you should do it.
Yeah.
Like what the? It's like 15 minutes later. It's like this feels like a long 15 minutes or a long 10 minutes.
But yeah. And yeah, there is cake.
Let there be cake.
All right. Thank you for
Can
the.
we just take a moment to appreciate that Percy saying thanks, Das? That means a lot. It's the first time he's called it anything other than kid.
How about that?
Just wasn't sure if anyone else had picked up on that.
I hadn't. It's a good note.
Yeah. Das definitely liked that.
And then there was a perfectly serviceable fruit question mark cake.
Well, I think we've got like tins of fruit and stuff, right? So there is fruit. The question mark goes on cake.
Okay.
Yeah, because I suspect like the rest of the cake is like bits out of MREs and other bits out of cans and a bit of flour and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's impressive, all things considered. Which, now I think about it, sounds like a backhanded compliment, but.
I mean, technically, none of us can remember the last time we had cake, so.
Yeah.
Best cake we've ever had. Best cake we've had.
Best cake you remember.
All right. Well, there's mainly only work left for Douglas in the engine room, and of course helping him with
Yeah.
that. As you guys,
After his Percy enforced half-hour cake break.
yes, after his Percy enforced half a cake break, you leave Vandis 3 behind and are on your way to the orbit of Mona. Now, a couple of things that may run across your minds as you're traveling. You absolutely can land on the planet. You've got sufficient power to your spike drive to make a safe entry and smooth landing. And you have all the necessary atmospheric configuration parts. But those of you that know ships know that that's wrong, and those of you that know ships a little bit or maybe not at all, at least recognize that hey, that shouldn't be possible. There's nothing in your memory that tells you, hey, there's other ships capable of doing this, but there is something in those little intuitive feelings of warning that remind you, hey, this isn't normal, and we might be more easily identified if we do.
Just act natural. But not our natural. Everyone else's natural.
Yeah.
Of course, I now immediately get an image of you all standing around a table, posing naturally, in the most absurd posture.
Yeah.
Yep.
Reminds me of that episode of Futurama. The ship holds under 150 pressures of atmosphere. How many is it rated for? Well, it's a spaceship, so anywhere between 0 and 1.
Yeah. Alright. Well, you arrive in orbit around Mona. You are, sorry, I should back up just a little bit. You were hailed by Mona, a couple hours before you arrive at their orbit. Obviously, as a planet with planetary resources and the ability to build much larger sensor arrays than you can fit on even a cruiser class ship, they see you coming before you're actually in the region of space. And you're hailed out at just a couple of light seconds delay worth of distance, and asked if you'd like to identify yourself. It's a fairly pleasant person, not just an automated voice on the other line. It just sounds like, the message you get is, hello again, unknown ship. Do you have a identifier you wish us to use?
It was Rattling.
Rattling Zaber, right?
Rattling Zaber.
Rattling Zaber. Yep.
Zaber.
There we go.
Thank you, Rattling Zaber. You are cleared for orbit, and they proceed to give you a orbital position that they'd like you to take. It is one that's nearby to what's clearly becoming a large, not quite city-like structure, but like if an underground mall, not underground mall, indoor mall is the word I'm looking for. Like if an indoor mall was a small city. They're not domed, and there's nothing you can tell wrong with the atmosphere. It is a little bit dry, but now there's only one clearly advanced energy using community on this planet, and it is this large, massive indoor mall type location.
That reminds me, we do not have the cargo ladder, right?
You do not have the cargo ladder. You either land and reveal that you're able to land, or you convince them to send something up to you. I mean, you could always. Those aren't the only two options. You could also like crash or fake a crash, make it look like everything's okay.
Act natural.
Again, the thing with that is then we'd have to take off again, which
Yeah.
You'll already have the food at that point.
Purpose.
that is true. Yeah, if we sort of go down like we're not quite able to land, but we have to, and then we just like take off like it's no big deal later, then they're like, wait, what? But we've already left by that point, so it's fine.
And then we just need to make sure we never come back to this bit of the cosmos.
Speaking of,
Well,
I feel like you-
not,
I feel
not
like you do
exactly.
this- They're like,
Never
oh,
come back
cruiser
until we
landing on
can
the.
defend ourselves.
I don't know. I feel like if you do that, you just got people like, oh, a cruiser just crashed on there. There's no way it's leaving, so it's up for salvage now.
That too.
I mean, I guess there's much to salvage on it anymore.
You want to salvage? Sure, take what you can. Find your sleepers, right?
Yeah, and she's like, if you find anything good in that piece of shit, then be our guest.
Be our guest.
so
I feel like we should may as well request that they send something up to pick us up if they can. It's my call, but I could really go out.
We can at least request it. You know, worst case they say no.
Yeah, if they ask why, then
I mean,
I
I
don't-
don't,
I
think it's too
don't-
big
I
a deal
don't
to
really
say that our cargo lighter's not operational.
Yeah.
Yeah, just there's some sort of flaw and you're working on fixing it, but yeah, it seems plausible enough.
I mean, is the ship visibly in bad shape, like from the outside, or no? I guess I guess they didn't.
not really. They would have to perform
Okay.
some invasive scans to read some of those things. What weapons are mounted? Does anything look
Gotcha.
odd about the ship's readings? Those would probably raise some oddities. The second one definitely, because of the your drive is drive 6, but it's functioning at a 2. So yeah, those are the kinds of things that would be recognized. Not that the drive is a 6, but that there is something odd about its readings. An outside scan can't figure out everything about your ship. It can't find out just how damaged you are on the inside, and there's really no amount of external inspection that's going to reveal anything on the inside, because the salvagers weren't taking plates of armor. Those are probably valuable, but just
Not easy to transport.
yeah, it's not efficient value. They're heavy, they're bulky, and hard to get off. Real hard. That's kind of the point.
Right. So basically, you're saying it's like people from the outside. You can't tell how broken they are inside.
Not without them doing some very deep scanning, and even then, very limited information. Yeah.
Which I assume would be great.
I feel like the metaphor's falling apart a little bit there.
Oh. Oh, fair enough. But it's easy enough to tell them that yes, you'd like them to bring it up to you, and they don't really question why. They don't really give you any fuss over it, or even raise a bemused eyebrow when you're close enough for a good video feed.
Not even bemused.
Not even a bemused eyebrow. One thing that does register to you as you get close enough that your ship is picking up more and more of these features is Surface features designed to attract orbital interest. Okay, so it's not just an indoor mall type city. It's an indoor mall type city that is surrounded by a plethora of ground-based anti-ship weapons. It is a very well defended indoor mall type city.
Mm.
Their guns are big and many. And in your last half hour, you journey to the location they specified. You see a shuttle lifting up from rising up out of the atmosphere and arriving at your rendezvous point in advance of you.
Efficient.
Are they docking with us?
Yeah, once you arrive there, they will request permission to dock with your nearest cargo receiving airlock. And unfortunately, you don't have anything that can accommodate a shuttle that small. You certainly do have the cargo bay doors, and they could just fly in, but, well, if you want to ask them to do that, you certainly can. You do also have airlocks near the cargo bay that will suffice for any man-portable items.
Is there there's a bay for the cargo lighter, isn't there? But we don't have a cargo lighter currently at all. Like it's just empty. Oh, or do we even? Or is it not in condition?
No, you fixed it. I'm pretty sure you fixed it.
I seem to recall doing so.
And if they were a cargo lighter, then yeah, they could, but they just came up in a shuttle.
Which is smaller, right?
I
can't remember.
I think the shuttle probably is smaller. I think it's more important that shuttles aren't configured. They're not designed for attachment in the way that a cargo lighter is to its bay.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the other option is that they just go to an airlock, right?
Yeah.
And you do the whole little impromptu.
What are we bringing on board? Food, fuel, water.
Yep.
Can we do all that with the airlock, or would they need to come into the cargo bay?
No, you should be able to do all that with the airlock.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll do that.
Seems reasonable then. Yeah. Like if we ask them to send up a ship and then say, oh, by the way, fly that into our cargo bay, it is kind of going to look like we're trying to steal the ship. So.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Little bit. Like there are probably reasons, and we could explain it away, but I'd rather not have to.
Yeah, it would look suspicious.
Yeah. So I would just have.
It's one of those things where it's like just look suspicious, even though it really shouldn't, or you know.
One second.
I mean, yeah, it's not unreasonable. It's not unreasonable to say that we don't have a docking port for a shuttle that small. We'll just take it by the airlocks.
Yep, that works perfectly. And the pilot receives the ship directions to port and allows for docking control to autopilot. And once the air is cycled and normalized between your two ships, between the Raza and the shuttle, your airlock doors open to. I'm gonna move you guys over to the ship page. Alright.
Just in case we get in a fight. Oh no, okay.
Yeah, no, just positional. Not great for a fighting page. And yeah, that works. If you want to be there for the transfer this, actually, maybe use the airlock box.
Oh, there's an airlock box. I didn't even see that. I saw EVA and was like, "That's the box."
You're close.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took a step outside into space. Was like, "This is wrong."
Alright. Nox, did John want to be there also?
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Multiple times.
I went ahead and moved John into the box. And you all see a man, mid-20s, fairly nondescript, hair combed over like a good space cadet, wearing kind of Greek or Roman style robes, except with less skin. There's definitely wearing like a t-shirt or something underneath, or maybe it's a long shirt, something. But it's a very unusual fashion for someone who just came up in a shuttle with food and water and a supply of fuel for you.
But maybe it's very normal for this planet.
Yeah, we don't know.
It
Yeah.
is matching the color scheme of the indoor mall structure down below, which is predominantly white. Um,
Would you describe it as an arcade?
An arcade.
I think that's like a Greek like term for like that kind of structure.
Well, maybe.
I think.
Um,
I might be mistaken there.
yeah, it doesn't look terribly far off. Looks like the Greek arcades were a little bit more open. Um, this city down there looks entirely internal. Like, you might expect a city, a city-wide building to at least have some stuff that's outside. And it does. It looks like there are roads to mining sites and other places where there might be some work being done. But there's no external decoration, no parks, no fountains. It's just primarily white, like ceramicrete building, and then surrounding rocky planet with some scrub and chaparral. Getting back to the man here, he introduces himself as Devan and points
Devin
out.
got it.
What's that?
Devin got it.
Yeah. he doesn't try to correct anyone. And points to the inlet or the intake for receiving fuel and for filling your water, and a few crates of mostly more non-perishables, but a couple of packaged meals that he says are on behalf of Mona.
Excellent.
Awful nice of them. Thank you.
Sounds
Send your
nice.
regards.
I will. Kind of peers past you at the ship behind. Looks like mostly curiosity, and he doesn't try and push past anyone or enter the ship. And helps move everything to your side of the airlock and get you all set up. There's I can show a quick picture of what it looks like on Moda here. Where I put you? There we go. Let's do that one. Throw this in discussion real quick.
Very fancy.
And I can't tell you how hard it is to get AI to produce a single white structure on a planet. So that's the best I got. Is a structure that goes into the mountain. On the other side of that hill, there's the ceramic-crete architecture that I described as looking down upon an indoor mall. But that's the best I can get AI to give me.
I can picture it in my head.
Hey.
The theater of my mind.
Yeah. And if you have nothing that you want to do here with Devan or with Mona, then you can receive and be on your way.
Countless. I mean, it's very strangely friendly for people who just want you to, you know. Wait, are they not? Are they? What about payment? Did they even ask about payment?
There doesn't seem to have been any request for payment.
See, this is just really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want to know more, but it's like I also don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know more, but they told us like fuel and then leave, so it kind of feels like they don't want us to know more. So yeah.
Right. It's like it feels like it's rude to ask, especially with how nice they're being. But
Which is probably the exact tactic that probably precisely why they're using that tactic.
they don't want you asking questions. And they just
but
relying on people's politeness though is weird.
What was that, Nox?
The 119 is going to ask, not to be impolite, we sure appreciate what you've done, but why do you guys want everyone's distance so bad? Out of curiosity, purely.
Devan smiles and nods to the older, more wiser gentleman of the crew. It is not that we want everyone to leave. It is that we wish to be left in peace. And the world outside of Andois is a tragic, violent place.
Fair enough.
Huh.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. I get why you wouldn't want everyone bringing the conflict here, especially since this is such a out of the way corner of the cosmos.
Nice planet too.
We we have small transactions with some of the mining suppliers and shippers that come through.
Oh.
It is sufficient for our needs.
Cough. Awkward.
Do you get suppliers and shippers coming through often?
Not as much since the attack on Paradise mining colony. I'm sure you've heard over in Stet.
Yeah, it's a shame what happened.
Truly is.
Is a Percy will put on a sort of slightly puzzled face and then go, I think I heard something about that, but I forget the details. Remind me?
If you'd like, I can forward to your ship comms the Galactic Mandate report.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, that'd be good.
All right. He sends it over, and we're gonna do our first news break.
Yay!
Let's see what. I'm really curious to see how this matches up to our wanted reports.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, because considering, it seemed like if they actually had those reports, they would have recognized us by now. The ones
Right?
that were on parodies,
Right?
yeah. Right?
And there's no way those would have reached that without it coming here as well.
A question: does anybody remember who owned the space station that was destroyed out here?
It was Union, I believe.
Uh-huh. Great. All right, so I'm going to play a quick stinger track in Roll20, just to make sure that everybody will be able to hear it. Oops, I should not have done that. I think that was that one. I don't remember. I think it might have been that one. Shoot. All right. Well, I changed the volume on one of these that I shouldn't have because the voices I'm using are not all the same volume. So we might in the future have a news thing that is extremely loud for no reason. the old AI voices I was using all needed to be turned up all the way. So I start off by playing a quick audio track just to make sure that everybody can hear the audio coming through Roll20. Here it is. Everyone can hear that?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Oh, I missed This Hurts You. But I guess it doesn't make sense anymore.
It doesn't. Do you need a second to adjust things, Knox?
I'm gonna reload
Okay.
I'm gonna reload the page.
All right.
See if that fixes it.
And if you're unable, I do have the I am going to be posting the transcript in Artemis Black News, as well as the new thing, a video of the report. And this is where I'm kind of at odds. I can play this in Roll20 so that we're all listening to it at the same time, but then if you want to watch the video of it, you're having to click on that separately and watch it independently after you've probably already heard the news report.
I mean, you could put it instead of a video player, and then you could just share the screen of that video player.
I could. I've considered that also.
I'm ready to try the stinger track again.
All right. That again. I also went for a slightly longer stinger track just so that I have a little more time to set things up in Roll20, or not Roll20, Discord. You able to hear that, Knox?
No. I guess it's just going to be the text logs for me.
Okay. Well, when you've got when you're in a place where it's not going to eat bandwidth or resources, you'll be able to watch the video. So let me hit play for everyone else.
Galactic Mandate issued a travel advisory and restricted world alert after responding to a distress signal reported by an undisclosed Upon arrival to Paradis mining colony on Stet Prime,
Got it.
a gruesome scene unfolded. A violent, rolling gunfight, which left every single one of Paradis' 94 residents, every man, woman, and child, dead and rotting. When and why this peaceful colony was attacked is still under review, and ABNN was only given these grainy still images. But Galactic Mandate has confirmed the crew of the Raza perpetrated this tragedy. Funerary services, in accordance with individual belief and community practice, as indicated in personnel files, are being provided, and cleanup efforts are ongoing. Galactic Mandate has restricted Stet space from travel for 6 months. This is Madison, reporting from Stet, with dearest condolences for families of the deceased from all of us here at Artemis Black Network News.
All right, and I've unmuted you, Viral.
Somehow louder.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize I was on. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. This was our first time.
Yeah, no, I should have thought of that because I'm plugged in. I'm using Discord on my phone.
Ah, makes sense.
Oh yeah, I'll do it.
If it helps, I was able to hear it both in Roll20 and through Viral still, anyways.
Technically, that's a workaround.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's the there's more to it. Obviously, I can't give a full report over AI. There are details. It does include the crime reports as additional material, as well as faces and known associates. One of those being Davy Tabor and a couple of other names on that list. And yeah, based on the pictures that they show, it there doesn't seem any reason why this Devan person here wouldn't recognize you unless he hasn't watched it himself.
We awkwardly bring up and have you watched this?
Is Douglas
Please don't.
asking that?
I'm willing to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah, looks over at Douglas. Oh, this was, of course, it was a while back.
All right.
Right, yeah, I remember hearing about this now. I've seen the report. Yeah, it's a real shame. And like, as soon as the guy isn't looking, I'm giving Douglas the "don't fucking prompt him" eyes. Like, it's not quite a death glare, but it's in the same neighborhood.
But it's basically a death glare.
It's a grievous bodily harm glare.
Well, Devan doesn't have anything else for you. He'll make polite conversation if any is made with him, but other than that, or unless asked any, unless interacted in any other way, he offloads the supplies from his shuttle, and the longest part of this is pumping the water from the tanks on the shuttle. Seems like there have been some modifications made to the shuttle specifically to deliver fuel and water. And he is once all that's finished, he is ready to detach and leave.
Actually, while we're waiting, I think I will just like I'll casually ask him, do they know anything more about like I'll head away to watch the news report, and then I'll sort of wander back and go, right, yeah, I remember now, it's a tragedy. Out of character, the report says 6th to the 12th, so that's like 3 months old at this point, yeah? Okay, back in character.
Wait, actually, hang on. I think I messed up the date on that. Yeah, sorry, it's not 612. It is 325. Did it still capture that? Yeah. Oh, I know what I did. I did dumb. Sorry. It does have the date 325.
Interesting.
Sorry for the mislead there.
Okay.
The file is named right.
Yeah. Now, in that case, after Percy's went and looked at the like watch the clip, he'll wander back over and say, "Right, yeah, I remember hearing about this at the time. Now, it's grim stuff. Did they ever find out what happened? I mean, the mandate restrictions on travel must have. I guess not. If the mandate has like lifted the restrictions on travel,
Well,
did anything more come of it, or
they said 6 months, but haven't lifted it yet. So, yeah.
huh? Oh, that is strange.
If you'd like to know more, perhaps you would speak with our administrator. He is very knowledgeable.
What What do we reckon? And Percy will look about at the rest of the crew. And you'll notice that,
Well.
like, when I'm facing away from Divan, his mouth's sort of set in a line, like, not sure that's the best idea. Like, I don't actually say that, but that's the impression you get from his face. Like,
Yeah.
not sure, but not entirely against.
I'm going to give the impression that I'm for it.
You can give that impression by using your voice and saying, "Yeah, let's go."
Well, it seems like you're trying to be subtle about it, so I'm going to try to follow your cue.
What faces is everyone else making? Is anyone wanting to take up Devan on the not really suggestion, but the offer to speak with the administrator, as he calls?
Mm.
I mean, we need information. They seem like peaceful people.
Yeah.
Is the administrator going to come up to us, or are we just going to have a remote communication?
Oh, I'm sure it would just be a video call.
Okay, yeah. Then there's no real harm.
Yeah.
Yeah, surely. Yeah, that would be great if you could organise that for us or help us organise that.
It would be my pleasure. I'll God, what is the word for deporting from a ship? It's not deport.
Depart.
Disembark.
Disembark is, I think,
Disembark.
but like, yeah,
Disembark, I think, if you were getting off completely and not being on a ship at all.
it
But,
feels
yeah.
detached feels more right for ship leaving ship. So
Except you're not attached. One's inside the other.
No,
Well,
this time
we
you actually are attached. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to go
Okay, never
umbilical to the air. Yeah.
So
Eventually,
he would like to cycle the airlocks, detach, and says that he'll make arrangements on his trip back home.
Great, thank you.
Well, a few minutes pass, and I'm imagining the most of you make your way over to the bridge.
Yeah, I do want to, now that the guy's gone, I do want to point out this news report says that funerary services are being provided.
They were not provided.
They did not appear to have been provided.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it also says every single one of Paradise's 94 residents dead and rotten.
Yeah, but we already knew that they got that bit wrong.
Not to mention a number of the bodies unaccounted for.
Yeah, and if nothing else, rot doesn't set in that fast on a desert planet, right? It's a desert. It's too dry.
Yeah.
Desiccated, maybe, but rotten?
There's a decent chunk of water in them to start with, so there'll be some. But
Well, you on the bridge get an incoming call.
okay. Just sort of glance around and then hit the button to accept it.
All right.
Make sure everyone's ready first, but yeah. Nobody's scribbling like Raza into the thing or
I'm sorry,
anything
what?
before we actually accept.
Sorry, I was wearing my I love the Raza t-shirt. Let me get changed.
yeah, exactly. Like that sort of thing. Make sure that's not happening before.
Yeah, let me just put on long sleeves to cover up my Raza for Life tattoo.
So, and also to be clear, these people already know that we came from Stat.
They would have to, yeah.
Yeah, so
they know that we came
like,
from Stat.
I feel like we should be up.
That space is restricted. Like,
yeah, I feel
It's
like
no longer restricted. It's already been 6 months.
But
no, but
the restrictions
Devon
have
said
been lifted.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
hang on
Devon said they
real
weren't
quick.
lifted.
They might not know that you came from Stat. Remember, cruisers, unless I'm contradicting myself, which I might be. It's capital ships that always announce where their entry point is upon arrival.
It's what ships?
Capital class ships.
Oh, I thought you said any ship they could identify where you came into the system.
At
least
how runners
work. When you jump into a system, you always jump in at the same point when you're coming from one location.
Oh, but they can't detect you that quick enough.
But unless they have a station or something there to observe you entering there, who's to say, right?
Right.
Yeah, my recollection is it was cruisers and capitals that do that.
So
that detect immediately, and anything smaller won't.
There's 3 tiers. Fighter and frigate ships are detected immediately by any ships or sensors that are in the region, the arrival region of space. Cruisers are detected immediately across, or the metaspace entry is detected across the entire system. Everyone in the system knows that a cruiser has come in, but they don't know where the cruiser came in, except for ships that are in that arrival region. Capital ships, everyone in the system knows that a capital class ship has come in from metaspace, and they know where they came in from.
Right. Okay. So essentially, the bit that's relevant to us is they'll know that we arrived, but not where we came from. Unless they're also in the region that we're arriving in which case they will.
Right.
Since
now,
people are pretty much only on the planet.
The undoing all of that is the fact that you guys did have some communication with the planet before going far from your arrival zone.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? I was about to point that out.
We did.
You pretty much announced where you were coming from. Now, you made it some distance, but probably not enough for them to really question, oh, they came from Stat. I just wanted to clarify the different tiers of basically ship entry announcement. Because it is kind of important for you guys as a cruiser to know that the only way that the planet of the system you're entering knows where you came from is if they've got stuff blockading or reporting in that region. They'll know you're here, just not where you came from. And I feel like that's important for you guys to have on trust.
Well, it's also very important to know what you can lie about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If lies are planned, you should really understand why, if whether that lie makes any sense.
Yeah.
You can't twist the truth without knowing what the truth is.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. So basically, we can agree that they probably have at least a suspicion that we came from Stat, and if they've actually watched this news report, then they would probably recognise our faces, And yet this guy is being perfectly polite, just saying, "Oh yeah, friendly, don't want any trouble. By the way, here's this news report. Those Raza bastards killed all those people. Tragedy, isn't it?"
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
But also on top of so the I'm trying to remember, planetary weapons can't really reach much beyond the they can't really reach into orbit, right?
I love how
Like the
that ship
ships that leave
responds.
orbit. Oh, I'm just saying, if if we're gonna be upfront with them and they want, decide they want to blast us, they can't just blast us from the planet. I wanna
Typically,
confirm
no. There will be exceptions. So that is a
Now the question is this an exception?
that is a question indeed.
But you're not gonna tell us that, are you?
I'm just gonna chuckle
That's
and
fine,
smile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe make sure the spike
That's what we
drive's
shouldn't
warmed up.
expect.
Yeah, maybe make sure the spike drive's warmed up in case we need to make a quick exit.
Yeah. But presumably we wouldn't really expect that of most ship weapons or planet weapons rather.
Right.
That would be far out of the norm.
It would.
I don't know.
Putting a
Sometimes
face up,
honesty is the best policy.
putting a face up on the screen here. I hope this doesn't lag anyone out, but that is who is calling you, and is dressed similar to Devan, just with less white in his color palette.
Why do I get Count Dooku vibes?
I don't know. That's strange. You shouldn't be getting Count Dooku vibes. That's dumb. Don't do that.
This looks nothing like Count Dooku from the Minions version of Star Wars.
Right. See?
Look, he's got 2 eyes. Right? That's not right.
Yeah.
That is
No, I trust him.
That's who's hailing you. I did move everyone to the bridge, so if you would rather be doing anywhere else, then you can certainly move yourself.
Much as I would like to get right back to work, I felt like I should probably be here for this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, we all eyes on this.
Well, he introduces himself as Administrator Rajuan, and says that Devan said you might have some questions.
Those.
We might have.
Yeah, we didn't really think about clear questions, did we?
And do you guys
No,
want to
we
take
did
a minute
not,
to
no.
talk amongst yourselves, out of character? I mean, your characters
if you
have had
wouldn't
plenty
mind.
of time before this call.
I think it's very imperative that we don't ask anything that might be incriminating.
See, I don't know. I kind of think we should, because I mean, so this
What,
planet
just-
is.
Just
They're on
go, hey,
affiliate.
we're the Raza and see how he reacts.
I mean, basically, because presumably they're largely like land bound. We've got the fuel. We could get away from most ships already.
I
was joking. Let's not do that.
On the off chance, let's say, on an off chance hypothetical that we say that we are the Raza, right? And
I mean, we don't have to say it out that way, but we could certainly hint. I'm not saying we just announce that we're Raza, but I mean, I still feel like we'd ask questions that may lead them to that conclusion anyways and see how they react. Because we do need to know what people's reactions are.
I feel like we know what people's reactions are going to be.
I don't know.
We're going to fucking like murder and pillage their entire civilization.
I don't think even the Raza could, manage that on the weapons that we're seeing, right? That would
Not
just
with
seem like
that
a-
attitude.
Okay. What we're capable of and what they think that we're capable of are 2 very different things.
He's got a point.
There's
He's got a
also, I do want to inject the land-based, the ground-based weapons arrayed on that planet are very intimidating. There's a lot for a small area.
Yeah, these people are definitely like they're taking the "if you would seek peace, prepare for war" thing very seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, that's why. So I don't think we're, strictly speaking, that threatening to them.
let's just
Mm.
not poke the bear, right?
Yeah.
Let's not. This is one of those instances where we
I-
do not want to fuck around because we do not want to find out.
I just think this is the safest moment to
I
poke the
agree.
bear, because I think
That
later on,
is true.
when
I
If we're gonna
disagree.
there
poke the
are
bear,
ships that could chase us down, that poking the bear is much more dangerous.
I am of the opinion that if we're going to poke a bear, we should at least wait until we have a stick to poke it with, rather than poke it with our finger.
that is true. That is true.
I hate to tell you this, we ain't gonna have anything. We ain't gonna have a stick to poke the bear with in a long time.
So we don't
Which
gotta
is
go
what-
prodding.
Yeah, no, that you're making my point for me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's more interesting if we don't pussyfoot around everything.
I think that we I think if we're gonna ask any questions, right? I think we should dance around the Stet and what happened there. Like, yeah, the what's it called? The blockade ended on Stet. What is it, like almost a month ago now?
Well, it should have, but presumably that never actually happened.
Yeah, actually,
No.
Yeah.
But the mandate restricted set space from travel for 6 months. It's been that 6 months. That time has already elapsed.
yeah, it's actually been about 2 months since then.
We asked the
It's
guy, and he
exactly
said
6
that it's
months?
still up.
No, it's
Yeah,
been
Devan
2
said
months since
they-
the 6 months.
Okay,
I'm fine
yeah,
with dancing
then
around it, but I still think
phenomenal.
we should give them. I still
I-
think we shouldn't dance around it so much we don't get any
No,
information.
no. What my proposal is that we say, hey, we travel over to Stet. One of our crew members here had family there, and we, wanted to, retrieve some lost belongings, if any still was there, right? And we found that these things had happened, right? Like the amount of bodies that are there just left discarded were immense. We found that this was true and that was true. Can you comment about any of this? Like, do you have any information as to why this would be the case?
Yeah.
That's a good plan. However, if I recall correctly from the star map, the only way to get to Stet without passing through Androise is to make at least a drive-through jump.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, that's
they don't know our
Draw their own
drive
conclusions.
capabilities exactly, right?
yeah, but drive through is unusual.
We could
So
have.
it does give them information.
We could have just bounced right through, right? We just had extended fuel. We thought it was going to be enough, but we had a fuel leak, and then we couldn't just jump between Andoys and make it back toward I don't know, Ozzy and then So's, right? Like, we didn't take enough fuel. We had a leak. I'm just saying there's plausible reasons for why we could have jumped through the system without them knowing.
We've just established that they know when cruiser type ships jump into the system.
Not necessarily from where.
Yeah.
Not necessarily from where, but they would know whether we've been through or not.
But I do think that we need to get the answers we want. I think we need to at least pass off that we were there at Stat.
Okay, so what do you propose we say then?
I mean, I think we can probably start. We can start with stuff that doesn't reveal too much and see what information we get. Like, we could maybe ask about what happened to the station, or ask if anything weird has happened here, or that sort of stuff, and see what we get.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about the station.
Yeah.
And presumably the fighters that left this that left Stat should have had to pass through here.
These guys had shuttles. Why didn't they scrap the station?
I think what Dex said before was that, like, a lot of the easy pickings have been taken off the station, but there was still some easy stuff left, and that's most of what we salvaged.
Right, but I mean, presumably, I think from the crime report, that's been there for almost over a year.
4 years.
4 years.
4 years is
yeah.
a lot of time to completely dismantle, demolish, or repair.
Yeah.
Why have they not done any of the above?
Sounds good.
Could be any number of reasons, I guess. So, anyways, Meowkin,
Mhm.
if you propose that we poke the bear, what sort of questions are you suggesting that we should ask?
I think the main thing is we want to figure out the inconsistencies from the bobber. That if we're really fully poking it, I feel like you actually do just give them all the information. Say, hey, we just found ourselves on the ship and lost our memories.
Yep, that's what Nox
would
recommended
be-
over in Discord.
Oh yeah. So that would be the most blunt way to do it. Failing that, just saying we've been there. Don't maybe necessarily explain how we wound up there. Would be the more indirect way. But I would be in favor of just going all out. Because
I think my preferred approach would be, even if we're going to ask them all the questions and effectively reveal all the information, I would want to do it slowly. So start off with asking the questions that don't reveal
feel them out.
information about
feel
us,
them
I think that's
and
a fair
see what they give
compromise,
us.
yeah.
and then ramp up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if we feel
Depending
like
on how things go.
yeah, so if we get the impression that we're relatively safe, like if we get the impression that we are relatively safe, then we can give them the full shebang.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like you guys have somewhat of a plan. Who's going to be doing the primary talking, or are you just all going to talk at him at the same time?
Ain't gonna be me.
I will be the crew's mouthpiece, I suppose.
Okay.
The face, so to speak.
Yeah.
The face,
I
yeah.
didn't want to use that term yet, but yeah.
But it's true.
Go on, face your destiny.
Do the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you've all gathered. You've all had this discussion on the way to the bridge. Some of it. What parts of that made sense in character, and of course, just fill in whatever to the rest. And come to a either spoken or unspoken agreement that it would be Elise, primarily speaking with.
Can we, for the sake of me keeping track of everything, quickly summarize what our plan is?
Good idea.
So we're saying that we did come from Stet. Are we sticking with the proposal that I said, that like we traveled to Stet to recover lost belongings of a crew member's family? Is that the story that we want to go with, or no?
I would say we start with not explaining. Like we I don't think we need to explain that we were in Stet. They can infer that, and I would just hope that they don't ask until the point in the conversation where we start talking about waking up on a ship, if we get that far. I don't think we need to go in with the intent to explain a false story if we're going to end up ending on a true story if we get that far,
Where are we starting? Where are we starting? Let's go there.
I think we're starting with questions that don't reveal who we are or exactly what we've come from. So questions about what is here now. So the station, we could maybe ask if there's anything weird going on. Any news to report, anything like that. After that, maybe move to Step and say, do you have any more information on what happened there, or something like that?
We could ask if they know why the restriction on state space is carrying on, or what's the latest on the state system since this news report?
Yeah,
Yeah, he may have more information.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, because Devon mentioned he sent us a news report, but obviously that's a few months out. What's the latest?
Okay.
And then if they start asking why we're asking, and if we are feeling safe, then we can reveal because we woke up in state with amnesia and we have no idea what's going on, or we're getting our bearings.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, you're good.
Yeah.
We return
Yeah,
to
Thank you
the
for
eight,
scene.
plan.
872 will give, or PLC will give Elisa an encouraging pat on the shoulder, and then withdraw slightly from the camera.
We return to the scene on the bridge where the five of you, six, actually no, 808 is choosing to remain off camera on this. So the five of you await the call that Van said you would be receiving, and in short order, you do receive that call. As I mentioned before, he introduces himself as Administrator Rajuan.
Couple of things that I would like to do before we get into the actual conversation.
Okay.
One, I want to make sure that the link that we have is sufficiently encrypted as far down as I can access. Like, I don't want people listening in on this transmission if I can help it.
Okay. I can help you with that. Knowing the exact location of your ship, you are receiving this communication by laser communication.
Right. Okay. Type beam.
Please.
Yeah.
Tight beam. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
This is a tight beam communication. The best anyone could do is literally get in between you and the city, or I
Right.
suppose physics would probably allow them to get exactly behind you, but space is big.
Space is big. They're not going to manage. Yeah. Okay. The other thing I want to do is we're all visible on the camera thing, right?
Anyone that is in this room here, I will say is visible.
We're still looking at the map.
If you guys, you're right. You are. If you would like me to make a demarcation here of people who are on the bridge but are not, we'll use the everything is fine box.
Okay. I do actually specifically want to be visible, so.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
Cool. And I actually want to have just a kid. I would like to at least attempt to sway this social interaction and make this guy friendlier.
Okay. Mind putting that up in chat for me? Just so I don't have to.
Okay.
Back in.
There you go. It's bottom third of the first paragraph.
Right. All right. Well then. The video opens up, and Administrator Rajuan as introduced.
I introduce myself as Elise and thank him for taking the time out of his presumably very busy schedule to talk with us.
Of course. What can we do for you?
I was hoping that you might help illuminate some of the things within this sector of space, particularly the station that we spent much of the last week at. We were wondering what exactly happened and why it has been left in its state for so long.
I do hope that you didn't encounter any hardship or difficulty at Vandis 3. And I will also express my appreciation for you helping to remove that eyesore from our space.
Do you not have sufficient shuttle space to do the work yourself, or cannot spread the manpower?
I'm afraid we are deprived of skilled labor that would be able to accomplish that job safely.
I understand. Were there any survivors? It seemed quite gruesome.
None.
My condolences.
It was not our station.
Who did it belong to then?
That there was a Union station.
I did not was not aware that the Union had such reach out here.
Union has tendrils and or attempts to have tendrils in every mining pit, every mining tunnel, and anywhere a rock can be dug from the earth and sold,
Such as Stet.
such as Stet.
We were just reminded of the tragedy earlier speaking with Devon.
Yes,
I
that
was
was
wondering
awful.
if you knew if the restrictions were still ongoing or not.
We haven't seen any communications from Galactic Mandate coming through that have lifted those restrictions.
They are still active.
Sorry. I hesitated. I was reading there and thinking of a response for Viral. He did not hesitate, and he says, yes, they are. Viral, you want to go ahead and roll be a charisma talk or uh, sorry, not charisma, wisdom talk or wisdom notice.
I'll take wisdom notice. I have +1 in that.
Okay. Anyone else that wants to try and get a read on Rajuan can also roll wisdom notice.
God damn it.
I
Good
do
luck,
have
yeah.
wisdom.
Can I argue for possibly like connect or talk instead
Yeah,
of
you could also
notice?
do a wisdom talk.
Phenomenal.
That's my crime report. That's on my character sheet.
Oh, what was that?
Also, I'm pulling up my crime report rather than my character sheet. It's like, that's all right.
Damn, I look good in this.
um, to the specific question you've asked there, Viral. No. Not really.
Hmm.
A little bit more information for Elise over there, as this seems to be something that Elise is decently good at. There's a whole lot going on beneath the surface of that well far words well sculpted expression and the carefully curated words and mannerism.
Can I try to kind of press on that? I don't know exactly how to word it, but kind of in a way that's. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call right now. This is a bad time. Can you give
Okay.
me just a minute?
Yes, I can. In fact, why don't we take 15 minutes here? We're right at break time.
Yeah.
Cool.
So everyone, come on back at about 1:10.
Although, out of character, just before we go, I think this guy recognizes us.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring us back into frame.
I think I left off asking kind of leading into a skill check of how I just kind of like probing into the union to get more information about that, his opinion, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a talk charisma check. All right. And I'm going to. Oh, I should have put myself on this page already. Hang on, real quick.
He looks quite stern, but hopefully the old guy has a soft spot for kids. Given that Das is, just a kid.
Well,
Just a kid.
Das, with the just a kid use, moves that neutral disposition reaction roll to leave positive.
Cool.
And as Elise is prodding a little bit for a little bit more detail than he's apparently offered, despite it being not necessarily apparent, but at least implied to Elise that there's more going on beneath the surface of that face. You catch his eye drift across the crew, darts over Das, and almost involuntarily sets back on her before returning to focus his attention on Elise. And Jackal, what would you like to know from this? Just tell me out of character, what like question would Elise want answered?
Elise is trying to dance around. What are your opinions of the union? I think you don't like them. I want my confirmation.
Okay. And through a series of small and pleasant exchanges, his demeanor does soften a touch. I think Elise is probably the only one that recognizes that. But he does reveal implicitly, doesn't ever explicitly say this, but he does reveal that that the destruction of Vandus 3, or at least the attack on Vandus 3, was a hang on. I'm falling back into my old GMing ways of making things cryptic. His reaction that at least gets through these responses is that he approved of it, and he did get a positive reaction roll from him. So there is implications that that may have actually been sanctioned by Mona.
Essentially, attack at their blessing.
I swear to God, if it turns out that we were in fact freedom fighters and this planet is their base, I swear to God.
Yeah, it is like every little bit that we learn is like, yeah, that kind of fits with that theory. It does fit, it's like well defended, keep to themselves. We've now got this thing of the station, like,
Would explain how we managed to go without getting caught before.
Indeed. Yeah.
And I was joking when I suggested that.
Well,
I will be very direct with my next question, and if the rest of the party here disagrees with my question, they can, I guess, interject. But
I'm all for direct.
but my next question
We
is: do you have sympathies for the crew of the Raza then?
I like that question.
He cocks an eyebrow and he responds, "I have grown fond of porcelain."
Ooh.
The captain.
Hmm.
I see.
Uh-huh.
What? Sorry. I'm taking notes on my iPad, and I accidentally caused Sherry to speak.
Uh-huh.
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 I was like, I don't know if anyone heard that, but I'm gonna assume
Oh,
that
we heard it.
Yep. I heard it.
We had.
It was perfect.
Porcelain has appeared on the bridge.
Did anyone actually try saying her name? Maybe that was all it took all this time.
Porcelain is Siri now.
Playing so much.
Did you ever have any meetings with Porcelain or any other members of the crew?
Mona is a peaceful colony. Have no outward reason to truck with known terrorists.
I do not wish to insinuate any wrongdoing. Merely just the coincidental nature of what is appearing to me to be a allyship of sorts.
And at this, he gives up a small smile, cocks his head a little bit, looking directly at Elise, and says, "Remarkable."
Well, I think maybe our charade is a little up. I presume you already know exactly who we are.
2 + 2 ain't hard.
I would like to know where Porcelain is. Why is she not telling me this conversation?
Wouldn't we all?
It is a question that we as well would like to have answered. You see, we woke up in Stet roughly 2 months ago with no recollection of where the rest of our crew went. It was just the 6 of us.
So Percy will just elbow you as subtly as he can when you say 6. Remember, 808 is off camera.
I'm fine with letting that mistake go through. But
I was giving you the thumbs up. On camera.
like, now we have a mysterious unknown crew member, right? Does not know that it's 808. Could be anyone, right?
Yeah.
Could be the most dangerous of us.
Yeah, and that could actually give us information because he might ask
no,
if it's some specific person.
No, it couldn't. The most dangerous of us is already on the camera.
Which would be...
Yeah, it took you a second, didn't it?
I've kind of lost where he is in conversation. But I think we're at a point here where it's opened up a bit, and
yeah, he asked why Porcelain wasn't having this conversation, and we basically said,
right,
we'd like to know that as well. We woke up in state space. We couldn't remember shit.
I did not say that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe.
No, no, no,
I
I was
believe
very
the
careful not to
Yeah,
say
we-
that. I
Yeah, I
said that we
believe the
woke
lack
up
of
and it was
memories
just the
was-
6 of us.
Oh, okay, yeah.
the lack of memories
Okay.
was omitted. Everything else, I think, has been.
Okay, yeah.
We woke up
woke up
in
in
set,
set.
it was
Lack of
just the
memory.
6 of us on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't actually say, oh, we don't remember anything.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
we
okay,
woke up
okay.
and don't know where the rest of the crew is.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
But-
he has he expresses curiosity about that, and I want to ask here, what do you want to achieve going forward in this phase of your conversation here?
I want to know what kind of dealings he's had with us, or if he's only spoken with Portia Lynn previously.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another charisma talk check. Before you do that, is there anything anyone wants to do to, or things they can do to assist this? Any non-talk skill things?
I can give a thumbs up.
Mm. I think I've already done everything I can.
Give me a sec here. I just want to.
Yeah.
I just want to see if anything comes to me. Mm. Mm.
Not imperative. I just want to make sure that I don't move too fast through the roll for anyone to help.
I would like to help, but without getting involved in the conversation directly, which might be seen as a bit of a faux pas. I don't really see how I can. So.
Well, let's go ahead and
Nah, I
let it
got nothing.
ride on Elise's roll. Roll it again, Jacqueline.
No pressure.
I got
No,
this.
so.
I got this.
You do got this.
Oh,
Ooh.
she got this.
You do got this.
At least I mean, not you.
Oh, sorry, you needed a 12.
If I need a 12 next. Dex, do I need a 12?
You don't need a 12, but a 12 would improve what you get.
Would this apply?
I was thinking exactly of that.
Yeah.
I just rolled it. Rolled it.
And the consequences of of rolling lower would play out within your time horizon. I think that's a reasonable use. I don't normally let the on a failure wiggle into this is still a success, but it's no harm in asking, and I think it works fine for this.
Okay.
Because a 12 is enough of a step up from what I was prepared to give you on a 10, that someone might say that an 11 was a failure to get this piece of information. And that piece of information is that specifically you're getting from the 12 is that it was actually him that hired Portia Lynn to attack Vandis 3.
Wow. I was right. Sorry.
That's an exciting revelation.
You certainly can get more information than that. That's not all you get with your 12. But I just want to, let you know what your +1 actually got you there. So
That's a good
from
+1.
there, you effectively have 3 additional questions that that you can interrogate out of this conversation. So what other pieces of information do you want Elise to navigate around to learning? And I will say here that he does express kind of an admiration and appreciation for how Elise is navigating this conversation with himself.
Okay. I think the other bits of information that Elise would like to know is that if he had contact with any other members of this crew before. He or anyone else, really.
Yeah, he knows all of you.
On a personal level.
He
Or
has
enough to know our names, right?
yeah, he has dined. He has invited you and your crew, the whole crew of the Raza, to dine on Mona
In the
on
past or
on
right
multiple
now?
occasions.
I mean,
I'll add into that sorry, Viral. It does come across as more of uh a friendly, aside from the job that he hired Porcelain for, it seems more like he knows you on a friendly level, friendly acquaintance level, rather than business associate or rebel haven level.
No, that's fair. I'm still like you. You should still see the side smile on my face of being that close to correct.
To your point, Ginja, I feel like there's no loss in revealing everything, but I'm also hesitant to. I mean, presumably from the answer to that question is like, why the fuck don't you know this, right?
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is like if we want to get that information out of him, I think we're revealing it just by asking. Just by the fact that that's what we want to know, we end up revealing it.
I think I'll
So
save that
it's
for
basically a
last.
choice of
I want to gather
basically then a choice
as
of
much
do we reveal?
information as possible before the reveal, even if the reveal is obvious.
And so far, Douglas is like, I kind of like this guy. I said, no, do I get a feeling? Do I get a feeling of this? Like, did Douglas like this guy? I don't know.
I'm gonna fall back on he hasn't been in your presence in your past enough for any of you to actually have that kind of
have a strong-
familiarity. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not like someone that
We've
we
not-
knew and hung out with for years.
Yeah.
It's probably just like maybe like once every couple of years we'd have a pleasant dinner with him.
So, my next question, I have what? How many questions did you say I had?
You've got 2 left.
2 left. Okay. My next question is, if we are so acquainted, why are we being given the cold shoulder in essence, right? Why are we in orbit and not down there in person?
And he very again pleasantly responds that you are welcome to land if you want. He adds that he and his traffic control. Sorry, he is not inclined to call out anyone who has decided to present themselves differently, and his traffic control is instructed the same.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense if they don't want anyone thinking that they're in cahoots. Like, surely there's a good reason that we're acting this way.
It makes
It is rude
sense.
to call that out.
Okay.
I'm going to add one more piece to that, Peter.
What was that?
I'm going to add one more piece to that.
Okay.
He also kind of looks at Elise and says, and I wouldn't want to get in the way of a master at her craft.
Mm-hmm.
It's a delight to watch.
Mm-hmm.
My last question in this conversation, right? Sorry, if you want to go, I can wait.
No, go ahead.
My last question is, if we are so associated, would you mind reminding me who would have ordered us to make our attack on Stet? If you are privy to such information.
He says he does not know that. However, the crew that you left on Henry Station, who has traveled through 3 times in search of the Raza, may be able to tell you more. Porcelain did not tell him anything of her targets or her jobs.
We should have asked the last time he saw Porcelain.
Crew left on Henry
In
Station.
retrospect, or
Where's Henry
any of the crew.
Station?
Like, I don't know, maybe we saw the crew shortly after we got dropped off or abandoned.
Hmm. I mean, if we go down and spend some time with them, we could maybe find out more.
Who
Yeah.
and where? Who did we leave, and where is Henry Station? I feel like I'm missing something.
Henry Station is in Azzy. I can move you over to the map page if you'd like.
Next station over.
I have the sections for that
two
number
hexes.
open. It's
Okay.
the next. It's our next jump.
Yeah, 2
Okay.
hexes over.
Okay.
Okay. As this kind of like round of questions includes, I suppose, right? I imagine that they're not all sequential as they were, and they're a little bit maybe more hidden.
Yeah, no. It's
Yeah.
very conversational. It's definitely not interrogation.
Yeah. Say, it seems that you know a great deal about us, more than I'm afraid that we can say about ourselves.
That's an
I see
odd
no
turn of
harm.
phrase.
See no harm in revealing this now, but when we awoke in Stet, we did so without our previous memories.
Fascinating. What is the last thing you do remember?
Waking up, there's nothing less.
And this is the same for all of you?
That is correct.
Perhaps you
Sometimes we remember. Sometimes we remember how to do things, or things feel familiar, but we don't know why. But as for actual memories of events or people, at best, sometimes a sense of familiarity.
Perhaps
Our
you
distance
should
is
land,
not.
and we can speak in person.
I think that would be most helpful.
I'll have traffic control authorize a landing and direct you to a landing spot.
Y'all got a landing pad big enough for this baby?
And we have dirt.
Oh, right.
That would be big enough. Yeah, we might be able to put it down on a planet.
You can land anywhere on the planet, just not on top of the settlement. Any other place, think of it as one big ass parking lot.
Aim for the settlement. Got it.
Watch as we park, and he goes, "That's where you parked last time." I don't know.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
a
we
good spot.
naturally put it down in the normal place, and then it's like, yeah, well, how did you know that? We just did.
In fairness, that's unlikely because none of us is the normal pilot.
Indeed, none of us would have been the pilot for the previous things, but it would be funny if that happened. Yes,
Wouldn't it?
Unfortunately, the landing authorization also comes with a place to land. So
Damn
if you are landing, if you do land in the same place, it's their fault and not yours.
Aw.
That is
So-
a good question from Nox.
That is another roll. This is again a wisdom notice roll. I will allow. Yeah, I would allow a wisdom talk for that also.
Mediocre at best.
Mediocre at best.
Actually, I guess
God damn it.
I assume after landing would be a new scene though, right? Oh wait, did I already?
It will, but
You know.
this is a question that's coming up during the same scene.
Mm. Yeah, this is the
Yeah,
same
but I
scene.
think the last time I re-rolled though was the work roll.
Oh, okay.
So I may as well before
No
we
luck,
the next
Knox.
scene
No
re-roll.
luck.
Oh, there we go.
Eh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Did I use
dash.
my reroll in this scene yet? I don't think
Yes,
I've
you
rolled
did.
anything in this scene, so. Oh, hang on. Reroll is once per.
Reroll is once
Yeah, it
per
is once per
scene,
scene.
and this conversation has been the scene. So I would
Yeah.
say nobody has used a reroll in the scene except for now Knox.
Okay. And we're like imminently transitioning scenes, so
Yes, we are. Yeah.
there is no downside to trying a reroll. It's worse, but whatever.
That is one of the big power benefits of the expert is, there aren't usually that many rolls in a scene. There can be, of course, but it's practically a free reroll.
There's a lot of times where it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not much of a choice.
Yeah.
All right.
Wish you guys wait until we next get into a firefight. I'll show you all.
Yeah.
So this next scene is, or the next map I'm taking you to is, has multiple of those images. Do you want me to exclude you from that, either Nox or Ginja?
I should be all right once it gets actually downloaded. So we'll see how bad it is, and if it's terrible, then I'll say that for any other ones. But
Okay. Nox,
give it
you
a
want to
go.
try that also? Well, Nox is getting to.
He's typing.
Okay, great. While Nox is typing, I'm going to answer what Das sees in in this old man's demeanor, and that is a little bit more of a softening and a sympathetic look towards Das.
Okay.
So yes, his demeanor does change, and he is feels some sympathy for the kid.
Not the rest of us.
Yeah, the rest of you are fine.
Hey, I
We're
got
adult- we're
admiration.
adults.
He called me a master of my craft, whatever the fuck that
He
means.
did. Yeah. I don't know what your craft is, but you're apparently a master.
My craft is apparently bullshitting. It's like, damn,
I thought
damn,
that's
I
'cause he-
really.
Are you
I
sure
just-
it wasn't? He's like, oh wow, she's doing a really good job of acting like her memory's been lost.
She's really committed to this bit. Like I'm having a hard time thinking that she's acting. Holy fuck, she's not acting.
I mean, you did manage to apparently talk your way out of a criminal record that the rest of us have got. So
Nobody. If I don't know my identity and nobody else knows my identity, I can't have a record.
Yeah. Can't have a record if nobody knows who you are, including yourself.
Yeah. Trust nobody, not even
Pap.
yourself.
Especially not yourself.
Oh, that's great.
So there's a couple other
Yeah,
scenes of Mona. They're pretty much all the same, and I just couldn't decide on one, so I put them all on.
Yeah. That's the
nice.
spirit.
Multiples is.
And I'm honestly pleased with how similar they all came across, while still showing a bit of diversity.
Yeah, like they all feel like the same area on the same planet, but they're definitely not all like the same picture.
I like the white flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very picturesque.
Yeah.
Another detail that it got right over multiple pictures as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you. All right. Your landing is smooth. You are not blown out of the sky by the guns.
Wouldn't that have been awkward?
Yeah.
and a vehicle comes out to meet you. It's kind of carrying the same color scheme that you're starting to see in pattern, white. It is a white vehicle off of which the sun is glaring brightly.
Before we leave the ship, can I do a psychic thing?
What would you like to do?
Just asking, like, while we're here on the surface, are we going to get ambushed or any other sort of violent action happen against us over the course of our visit?
Alright. Your time horizon is one
One
day?
day.
Okay.
One day.
And can you phrase that more in the way of asking essentially
A direct question?
not so much a direct question, but as if you were going to take a direct action, like not instead of while we're here on the planet, more as when we leave this ship. And
I see. I guess I will phrase my direct action as if we proceed according to our plan, which is to talk and communicate with the administrator, leaving our ship included, right? Are we going to get ambushed due to that action? Going to the meeting, doing the meeting, coming back, right?
okay.
If that's not correct enough, I can further rephrase and retool.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Um, in your 1 minute glimpse of a future possibility within the next 24 hours, you do see Elise does see herself attacked by a bubbly teenager who leaps at her for a hug.
Pretty good.
That seems the most like pertinent. Let's see. Let me make sure
Okay,
I'm
so
not robbing you here.
Okay, so clearly they armed their teenage assassins on this planet.
I think if you're worried about robbing me, I think the vision cuts off at the first instance. So even if there would be further harm down the line, it's the first instance of that.
Well,
That's to kind of prevent, like, am I ever going to get betrayed here? Or, like, is this person going to attack me? And you see a vision out in 3 days, you don't see the potential attack out in like 3 months.
I don't know if it does that. It is supposed to be the most pertinent, and I think that's. I'm more concerned about robbing you of useful information, really. But the useful information that you get from this is that your precognition. In your precognition, there's nothing in the most likely future that involves anything more violent than being suddenly hugged. Nothing more violent or distressing than being suddenly hugged.
Unless you're planning on being violent.
Right.
Yeah.
Any actions you take obviously can change that.
But the question was phrased in such a way where we took no offensive action ourselves,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's how I interpret it.
For everyone else's, for flavor reasons and for everyone else, at least as you guys as we're leaving the ship, kind of like stumbles a bit and quickly grabs hold of her head as she gets like this really splitting migraine that like puts her almost on the floor.
Ooh, you okay there, Elise?
Yeah, fine. Just
I'll be a hypocrite if I didn't just take that as a proper answer.
yeah, just another glimpse of future, I guess.
Wait, hold up. Another?
Good,
I'm a little
bad?
worrying at the ship.
No. It's everything's fine. I'm gonna get tackled at some point by someone about her age.
Wait. No, hold up. What's this, a big glimpse in the future? What?
I'm gonna be tackled.
I believe Percy was potentially asleep at the point that we found this out. So
Yeah, Percy has no idea you're psychic.
Oh,
that's right. That time we were about to blow up the ship.
Yeah, well, no, I was there for that, but you didn't say anything back then.
Yeah.
right.
At least it's just like, it's very difficult to explain, but I saw the whole ship explode earlier. It didn't, but I saw it. I feel like I lived through it a little bit. Try not to think about that. This is preferable, right? I can be tackled.
Huh.
Face your destiny.
And Percy just looks around. Did anyone else know about this, or?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's the point. Is I don't know that Elise really did talk about it specifically until now.
I don't understand it, so I don't know what to talk about. It's not conscious. It just happened.
I mean,
Okay, well that's really weird.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is weird, right?
I'm sure it
mean,
is.
is it any weirder than our memories being wiped?
Is it any weirder than I have no record whatsoever about my life?
And don't even have anything to identify yourself in your room either. Of course, I guess none of us had that. You had even less than
had like
us.
pictures and you had an instrument.
guitar.
You played guitar.
Yeah. No, I definitely.
I have a
I definitely
wardrobe.
got more about myself. You got a wardrobe, yeah.
Oh.
Tells you what you like to wear, which is apparently anything and everything.
Yeah. Anyway, we can go. I'm fine.
Yeah, is your head okay?
Yeah, it's dissipating. Just
Okay,
a lot
sure.
to take in.
That white wheeled vehicle rolls up, and there is space for all of you.
Is 808 coming with us?
Was it a limo?
808 is staying back to guard the ship just in case this is an ambush or a trap.
Valid.
That's good. I was about to say I'm a little worried about leaving the ship all by itself, so that alleviates that some. I'm gonna leave
bring him back
instructions so I can start.
I don't know, fresh food. We'll bring him back like a roll or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
like we're going to an Olive Garden. We're gonna bring back some breadsticks. You know, we're that kind of friend. Not an actual meal, but you know, the free food.
I'm gonna mention that hey, like a certain part of the engine starts knocking. I'm gonna tell them where to just do a little percussive maintenance. Stop doing that. And I'm about like 95% certain that won't cause it to explode.
You're taken along a cobbled stone road up to one of these entrances in the mountains, and enter into. Oops, I didn't have myself prepared. Hang on. Well, first off, you enter into a garage. You know, there's nothing terribly spectacular about it. The theme of a white is persistent. It's very much like the entire place was built of undyed ceramic concrete. You know, it has that rigidity and durability of concrete, but the pleasant shine and sheen of ceramic. You are escorted from the vehicle bay, and I want to point out that at this point that no, Dexter did not forget to have the NPC check you for weapons. The NPC did not check you for weapons. The driver did not check you for weapons.
Huh.
So,
Okay.
whatever you want to be taken to the city is currently are able to take that away from the ship.
Interesting.
Do update your character sheet if you're leaving anything behind. Are all of you familiar with the Roll20 character sheets? Like in the inventory management sense?
Yeah, reasonably enough, yeah.
Okay. So you know that you can you mark some of them as stowed or readied or other, and those are all
Other being you don't.
yeah, other being somewhere else, not on you.
I'm just gonna have a single grenade on me, just in case.
A single what?
A single grenade, just in case.
Just a grenade, no big deal.
Yeah, just a grenade.
Yeah.
I can add my line shot.
Look, if anyone asks,
it's
it's a
better than the-
decorative urn.
Oh, what was that,
Better than
Jackal?
It's a decorative urn if anyone asks. Or a flask.
I mean, it's better than me bringing dim a charge, 2 grenades, and a shotgun.
It is, yeah.
What?
Oh.
This is a what's the word? Yeah, this is an emotional support rifle.
You're led down a hallway to from the garage, down a hallway and down another hallway, past what basically looks like an administrative area. There are doors along the hallway, and those that are open, and you can see inside, you just see people performing paperwork or talking, computerized paperwork, or talking amongst themselves in a work fashion. You see people doing admin work. Okay, thank you, Nox. And finally, none of these doors are marked. You come to a similarly unmarked door, and your escort opens it, motions you in inside a spacious room, also a lot of light. You see the man who introduced himself as Rajuon stand up and give a little bit of a nod, just a simple gesture of acknowledgement and respect as you enter. And there are 2 seats in front of a white marble-like desk. Not enough for everyone, but there's also a couch along one side that can fit the other 3. There are a handful of this ceramic concrete-like structures, some of them looking a little bit more plastic and some of them looking a little bit more metallic. Not structures, sculptures, as well as some Monet-like art, just art of, flowers and shit.
Okay. How comfortable do the chairs look?
The chairs look fairly comfortable. So does the couch.
Okay. Which looks more comfortable?
Definitely the couch.
Gas is heading for the couch.
And Peter, were you going to say something?
At least we'll go to the chairs.
Okay.
One of the 2 chairs. Selfish, I know.
It's fine. I'll keep standing.
Percy will probably go for the couch.
All right. This is very important.
Couch or chairs?
Couch or chairs?
I'm gonna assume chair is the one on the left.
Yeah, that
I
works.
see you too have played Couchy Cherry.
Mm.
I'll move your token in there next. Do you know what side you want 119 to be on?
I'm gonna be standing between them.
Douglas is just standing awkwardly in the room.
There's always another choice.
They are XO. I imagine.
You said there
that
were only
they
two
would be
chairs, right?
The other chair, right?
Yeah, there are 2 chairs.
2 chairs and a sofa that'll fit 3, right? So we could all sit, but we don't have to.
Yeah, but you don't want to be awkward about it.
Double Percy.
We can't have that. I'm sorry. That's
What
that's too much.
Was this? Sorry, I didn't realize it was a single Percy.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Where is the single Percy?
Oh, I deleted the clone already. Don't worry, he suffered no
okay.
pain
Okay.
this time.
And you know you're not the person.
Well, he's
Yeah,
already
we don't
pain
actually
that
know
we're
which one
aware
is
of. There's no way to confirm whether they feel pain or not.
No, not after they're dead. No. They're screaming beforehand, but that might just be screaming for the fear of death, not pain, so... No way to know. After you've all...
Our mage be screaming because he doesn't have a firearm that can do that to other people yet. Like, just fucking remove them from existence. Anyways, carry on.
Okay. Redron sits back down after all of you have been seated. And... just kind of takes a moment to look everyone over. And tell me what happened.
Well, we can start at how we woke up, drifting instead on a collision course for the sun. The entire ship had been, at that point, scrapped. There was barely anything useful left on it. We only just barely managed to have the ship crash land on Step before we were able to start making any repairs and get it worthy of going back out into space. From there, we only had enough fuel, drive, whatever, and at least we'll point over at Douglas, whatever he says, really, to make it here, so here we went.
Life support was pretty tight when we first woke up.
And as I mentioned, just 6 out of, I think, 10 crew.
9 in those pods. You don't know what was going on with the tent. It looked unused, if I remember what I told you correctly.
There was one that was just like broken into. Or is that included with that 9?
There was one. There were 9 that looked normal. 1 that looked kind of messed up and didn't have a number on it.
Right.
We are also. We did also see 9 criminal records. 1 for the android, plus there's you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But hey, good news! I'm apparently part of the crew because he knows me.
Yay!
Indeed.
You're not just some stray that we picked up somewhere.
And so,
Yay.
none of you know or remember who you are.
That is correct.
We know bits from the records, but
Sounds like a blessing to me.
This is one of those grass is greener situations.
I mean, from the reports, I don't necessarily disagree.
You have at least something to go off of.
And you have an opportunity to forget all you've done. and leave it that way.
Something tells me that the sector won't let any of us, well, any of them, forget.
Yeah, we saw the station on state. They had a criminal records. Mine wasn't too pretty. Well, they had most of our criminal records. Elise here, and Percy just shake his head. Not a damn thing.
Not even a name.
It's a very
Anyway, and I
pretty
don't
name,
recognize other
Elise.
people.
What was that?
It's a very pretty name, Elise.
Oh, thank you. I picked it myself.
I know.
Yeah. Would you happen to
I don't
know my
reckon,
actual name? Or I'm presuming you've only ever known pseudonyms.
I know who I believe you to be.
That's not a name.
Real quick, Meowkin was trying to get something in there. Was it in character, Meowkin?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
was he saying?
I was just gonna say, it's like, I don't reckon the rest of the sector's gonna see fit to forgive us just because we forgot.
There are places you can go if you'd like to remain forgotten. I would offer Mona City as a haven, as long as you can abide the rules of Mona City. He looks over all of you, focusing on Das and Elise. You can start over. Never revisit the horrors of your past. This is the gift that is offered to you.
I just don't trust our past not to catch up to us. And if we don't know what it was,
It won't.
Yeah. It's a generous offer, but I, for one, there's. I'm curious. I'll be honest. I'm just curious. There's a lot here that doesn't add up. I want to know what happened. I mean, we were put on ice a week before the very crime that we're accused of. According to those records, anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to be stuck in one place forever. Like safety is fine, but safety without the ability to go anywhere sounds more like a prison.
Yeah, she's still got a whole life ahead of her. Imagine being bound to one planet for your whole life.
You know, that's what our ancestors did, right?
Couldn't be
They
me.
lived on one planet their whole life.
Couldn't be me.
can't imagine how
I'm
miserable
not
that'd
saying
be.
it has to be us. I'm just saying that it's, you know, you're calling his way of life prison. Kind of rude.
Rajuan waves a hand. It is fine. Not everyone is personally suited to a simple life of easy pleasure and peace.
You don't have to make it sound like it was like all that or anything like that.
He grins a little. Would you like to see what you're giving up?
I mean, the least we could do is walk around. Maybe one of us will have our memories jogged, if that's even still a thing that can happen.
Only way to find out, I suppose. We've never been able to be familiar before.
Yeah. No,
We woke up anyway.
Maybe you have like a, I don't know, like an X here or something. You know, we get one of those things that we've been watching a lot of like movies and stuff because we've had nothing to do for the most part. I've been getting reacquainted with so many quote unquote classics. I can't wait for us to be walking around. Some woman just comes up and just slaps the shit out of him. Like, how dare you, right? Wouldn't that be funny? All right, just me then.
Yeah, now I'm kind of worried about going out and walking.
Yeah,
I don't want to get slapped or something. I don't remember.
I'll just look to the guy and go, yeah, as you can see, we've been going a little bit star crazy. Would be good to stretch your legs.
Let's take a walk. He gets up. Rajuan joins the ranks of the very tall people.
Taller than everyone else, I guess.
He might be. Who's the tallest here?
I believe tallest is
me.
I believe it's
You were
6'2", Douglas Davies.
God damn it. 1 inch.
He is
Yep.
a few inches taller than Douglas.
God damn. Did someone just say meow?
I'm gonna go with yes because it's funny.
Like, you don't need to identify yourself. I'm not going to judge, but your comedic timing was perfect.
So this guy's what? He's 6'5"?
Yeah, he's in the area of 6'6", 6.5 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
In the area of, just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jackal's on to me.
I think I've been onto you for a while.
I was going to say, does Lee Stark...
in the way I'm thinking.
I was going to say, does Lee Stark conspicuously twirling her hair around her finger?
No. This dude's old enough to be my father. Fuck, he might be. He's probably not my father. If he was my father, he would know my name. But
did you ask?
I did ask. He's like, I know who you are, and I'm like, that's not a name.
No, it was. I know who I believe you to be.
It's still
Which
not
is
a
also
name.
not a name.
Yeah, but you could have said, okay, what do you think? And he would have told you what he thinks.
Yeah, what do you think my name is? What was the last name I went by?
He is very good at evading that topic as he escorts you out into what I previously described as an indoor mall. And indoor, it looks like an indoor mall. It's I've put a new picture up on the screen there.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that there's more white. There's a lot more white. And the robes are a part of the fashion. Many of them in whites and pastels, but there's some darker colors there. Oh.
Douglas immediately finds a tunnel under the floor somehow.
Shaft Crawley, he's an engineer.
And as he tells you about Mona City, you see his words in action. He tells you that Mona is a city without money, where people work just as part of a educational and social experience. And you see people that would be considered, in a retail job that are just helping somebody to try on an outfit. Well, not try it on, not out in the open, but helping somebody to select an ensemble of mostly robes. But it's important what belt you wear with that and what shoes, what color you accent the white with. And there are fantastic smelling food scattered around. There's no food court, so when you pass by a Cinnabon bakery, that's what you smell. You don't smell greasy pizza cinnamon roll. You smell cinnamon and icing. Yeah, pass by an orange Caesar. It's the
You know, actually, as we're like, or as I smell the Cinnabon place as we're coming up to it, I'll just drop back towards. Sorry to interrupt, by the way.
That's fine. You go ahead.
But as we're coming up to the Cinnabon place, I'll drop back a little bit and ask our guide. So, how does the no money thing work? Is it just like, do you use something else for transactions, or?
I did skip over one thing that I should address before I go on. Anyone that had open weapons, he did ask to leave in his office.
That's fair. I would have begrudgingly left my rifle there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I can't carry around my AK-47.
With a look that promises that I have assessed every inch and every fingerprint of this gun, and if it is not exactly how I left it when I come back, there will be a vengeance.
Do I leave? I mean, I guess really the grenade's not open, but you know, I guess I should leave it. I don't know. Is there anyone responsible that's going to be in this room?
It seemed like it was his office. I doubt it.
Yeah. This is his
Okay.
His office.
All right. Well, I'll just leave the grenade in there then.
As we're walking, I've got more questions for him, if I may.
Okay. Let me hit Viral's question there real quick.
Absolutely.
As Percy asks how the no money thing works, he actually walks you guys over to the Cinnabon, and well, someone looks over at Das and is like immediately asking Das what she wants.
Percy feels under his breath. That was his plan. I wanted to do something nice for her because she did the whole birthday cake thing.
Oh.
So I'm just like, I don't have it in me to give the person a look because they are doing what I wanted to happen is happening, but at the same time I'm still feeling a little bit. Someone stole this prick stole my thunder.
Yeah.
He hedges around the issue a little bit, but he simply says that needs here are taken care of, and money simply gets in the way of those needs being met.
I think that sort of goes into 180's head, into Das's head, and it's just sort of the gears tick over. And it's like, I need one of these now. Then.
I was about to say, I think
something nice.
I was about to say, I think the kid here needs one of whatever she wants.
All right. You can describe the cinnamon bun that Das gets, because aside from making sure that it's not literally falling over and leaking icing all over the place, Das gets what she wants here, as well as anyone else.
Oh, thank God! I was gonna have. That was really hard to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where is Elise steering the conversation? What questions does she have?
They may be a little bit more off topic, but Elise has been noticing the way that the administrator, I'm forgetting his name all of a sudden, Radun, has been looking at Das and just like, so do you have like a teenage daughter, granddaughter, great granddaughter?
He nods.
Maybe stop while you're ahead.
He says, I have 2 grandchildren.
Her age, right? Whatever
Yes.
her age is. What is her age?
I'm afraid. Hang on, real quick. Let me double check my notes.
It's 16 gone by
As
already.
of
Gone by
that question,
record.
Das's full attention is on this guy now. Like this, the rest of it, she's sort of listening. You know, she's following along. This, she's looking and she's paying full attention at this point.
Okay. Yeah, 1 second. Because unfortunately, I did include more information on the character selection than.
Oh, I've got that open. Hang on, just a sec.
Well, I'm saying I included more information in that than is actually known to the characters. So, Raduan's response is a little bit sad and says, "Well, we've never known that." She has been a subject of discussion between Portia Lynn and myself.
Let's see. Okay. So, 2 grandchildren then?
2 grandchildren.
Both girls, one boy, one girl, both boys. Something in between?
One of each. And it's at this point that the hackles on Elisa's back of Elisa's neck raise, and this seems like a really familiar piece of conversation. Oh yeah, it was part of her vision.
Right.
There is a tackle coming. She knows what direction it's coming from.
The attack.
Hold up.
Roll initiative.
Am I about to get tackled?
You are about to get tackled.
You immediately commit effort for the day.
Is at least trying to avoid being tackled.
I would like to just sidestep it, or at least be ready to intercept.
Well, let me describe to you what's coming, and you can decide how knowing this future changes that.
Okay.
So, from one of these stores, carrying a few items of clothing. None of these people are carrying bags. They're just carrying what they came for with them. A group of girls, a little bit older than you think Das is. They emerge, giggling and laughing and talking amongst themselves. And then one of them looks over, and her eyes widen, and she throws a colorful vermilion scarf at one of her friends, and just starts loping up to you. She is not sprinting. She's not jogging, but she is making a good pace, straight towards Elisa's back.
I guess Elisa's just gonna turn around preemptively and go, "Hi," as though she knew it was happening, and if there was any pretext of like a sneaking up, it's not happening.
The girl continues her assault and crashes into Elise, shouting, "Sarah!" and hugs her.
Oh, everybody got Sarah.
I know. What? Where'd that come from?
I actually didn't hear it the first time you said it.
She looks more like an Elise than a Sarah, I'm being honest.
Now, how do you spell that, Sarah?
Sarah. So does Elise or Sarah allow the hug?
Yes.
Okay.
again, there's no possible pretext. There's no acting here. She knew it was coming. There's no surprise.
Yep. I imagine
So we do need to get into combat.
that actually, yeah, that is definitely a good note for your crew to have observed there.
Yeah. I imagine it was like preemptive, like she's asking the questions and just like, hold up a minute, and just turns around.
Rajuan also takes note of that. The girl that has tackle hugged Sarah parts and it's been so long. Where have you been? I missed you.
You know, here and there. Well, mostly there, not here. But
you always have been coy. Why don't you ever tell me what you do?
It's a little complicated. And you know, maybe when you're a little bit older, we can get into it.
Rajuan steps in, puts a hand on the girl's shoulder. Move along, Kawana. I have business to discuss here. She rolls her eyes and says, "Yes, Granda," and goes back to her friends with a big smile and a wave at Sarah.
I'll smile and wave back and kind of like not turning my attention away from her, but definitely saying it loud enough for Rajuan to hear. So is my name Sarah, or is that just the name that she knows me by? A non-answer is as good as an answer in this case.
Dryly, Rajuan remarks, "It's the name I believe that you go by."
Cool.
For what it's worth,
name you
it
know
is
me
the name
by.
I believe you were born with.
Oh.
Sarah Bramford. But you won't find any trace of Sarah Bramford in records anywhere.
Bram, like B-R-A-M?
Yeah, I'm typing it up for you.
I honestly would not expect to find it in any records, but I guess it's good to note. Yeah, that name does not really resonate with me at all. Huh. I thought this would feel more special.
It's the weirdest thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I like my new name.
Yeah, I still don't feel anything for mine, honestly.
Perhaps the path you choose for yourself is more fulfilling than digging into the dirt of your past.
Well, no, I can still dig into dirt, but you know, I'm here now.
Beware of
Well,
worms.
this me.
If you want to know more of yourself, I will not deny you the knowledge I have, but I do caution against it.
Noted.
Hold up. So did you just take that metaphor to the point where you accidentally called your granddaughter a worm, or?
There's a sharply displeased look cast at Percy.
Hey, you said it, not me. Oh, by the way, that's your bun. And Percy will like gesture towards the Cinnabon place where they've got your bun ready, where they've got the bun that you ordered ready.
Yeah, what does that look like, Ginja?
It's probably not like the biggest one they have, but it's close.
Okay. So cinnamon roll with obviously it's topped with a couple layers of icing. Sprinkles, nuts, coconut flakes.
Yes.
Coconut.
All of it?
No.
In comparison to the size of Das's head, how big are we talking here?
I think it'd be easier to compare it to the size of her stomach.
Be smaller by the end of it. Because it's going in there.
As Das is again, somewhat distracted with receiving that, Rajuan does look at the rest of you and says, "But if I do, I would ask you not to return."
Are you worried that we're gonna bring all the hell that we're gonna raise back to you?
Yes. In some sense or another.
And yet we stop by every so. You said we stopped by every so often before, so that wasn't a concern before. What's changed? Is it because we lost our memories, or?
Was a matter of convenience in the past. Build trust with your captain, Portia Lynn.
Is it because Porcelain is no longer with us at the moment?
I should like to see her again if she is still alive, and if you come across
What if she
her.
is no longer a friend to us due to our circumstances?
Then I want only the information of what has happened to her. There's a distinct lack of credible information regarding the Raza since since it disappeared.
I'll see.
And returning is something none of the megacorps will be happy about. Portia Lynn did Mona a great service. There's
By destroying the Industry?
Yes, there is no dancing around that. And while I believe Mona would have been able to repel Union's assault, I'm eternally grateful we did not have to test that.
You can stop me if you would rather continue this conversation in your office, but is it not for the betterment of places like Mona that we perhaps learn of what our work truly is and continue doing it? Because it sounds
No.
like our work is a service.
No,
It's not a service? Or
it is not for the betterment that you learn who you were. I am assuming much here. I don't know what your memory loss is, if your memories will return. I only know who you were and who I see. And I like better what I see now than then.
let me paint you a
Mountains
picture
first.
for a moment here. Imagine for a moment, right? You wake up as you are tomorrow, somewhere else that's not here, drifting around without a single clue as to who you are, where you came from, what even ties you may have. Your grandchildren, your children, they do not exist. There is not even the faintest recollection that they may exist. There is not a photo of them in your room. There is not anything that points to you being an actual living, breathing human being. Any singular tie that proves that I am here, I am alive, and I exist. Now, while you're imagining that, take for a moment that somewhere out there, that information has to exist. Even if it doesn't actually exist, it has to exist because otherwise, what the hell is even going on, right? And right now, we've got that carrot dangling on the stick of our information, our background, our families, our friends, whatever lives we used to lead. It is just dangling out there, just out of reach. And you can only say this right now because you are on the outside, but to us, we want to see where that leads, even if it means we're going to dig up nasty truths, horrifying facts. Because what else do we have to prove that we even exist? That we did exist? Do you get that?
I sympathize with your predicament.
Put it back myself.
I'm sorry, was that viral?
Percy just chimed in. Couldn't have put it better myself.
Alright. And also, viral, would you make me a wisdom notice check, please?
Sure.
Rajuan says, I sympathize with your predicament, but no, I don't want to see that, and I will not be a part of it.
Ooh, 8.
You will make your own choice. You can pursue your past if you wish. If you insist on pursuing that through what I know, then you will have to accept that I want nothing more to do with you.
Oh, yeah, seeing we were driven people before, losing our memories may have made us less hard, but less hardened. But yeah, we still seem to have drive. Just don't know what towards now.
Real quick here, Percy, and I actually should have asked Nox to make this for John also. Nox?
I suspect I know what. I suspect I know why you asked me in particular to make this roll. But go on.
yeah, you're probably right. Nox, go ahead and make a wisdom notice check.
Alrighty.
Can I see what my guess is while Nox is making this roll?
I'll wait
Sure.
till after the reveal, personally.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll wait then.
You can be after that. You can be like validated.
Do you want to reroll that, Nox? Yeah, you can. Okay.
There we go.
God damn it.
Yeah, both John and Percy, or 119 and 872, notice a very subtle signs of security, paying attention. It's not quite like they're coming out of the woodwork, but it's kind of like they're coming out of the ceramiplast work. They look normal-ish enough. They're not wearing armor, but they are older. They and by older I mean these everyone that Percy is picking up on and that John is picking up on is probably older than their 50s, if not even older than that. Well, I guess that's included in older than. They're older than in their 50s. And they bear a more dour disposition and bearing than the people that are just kind of happily living their money-free lives out in the open here. They don't have any visible weapons, but they're wearing robes.
Nathan.
Yeah, I'll say that John in particular does catch a glimpse of where a small arm, like a laser rifle type, is being obscured by the bulk of a robe, but it's unmistakable. They're not acting overtly. They're just as Elise, launched into and went into her kind of her turn down of Raduan. They were simply becoming present.
So I'm going from dormant to alert.
Can you repeat that?
I said basically going from dormant to alert.
Yeah. They weren't there before. You have passed by the place where they emerged from, and you can recognize that no, these people were not here before. I never saw somebody that old with black skin and craggly black skin and bright white hair like that. I would have recognized that. I would have seen that. So you can be certain that they emerged from somewhere. They weren't just walking around and being ready. They emerged from somewhere in response to what could be a altercation.
The impassioned speech.
The impassioned speech, yes.
Mm. Well, my guess was way off the mark.
Well, what was your guess?
My guess was that I was less sure about it once he said, Nox, you can also roll this. But I thought the reason he was asking me in particular was because I was the only other member of the crew that was here for the destruction of the fueling platform in this system. I was the only other person who had that on the Vazar rap sheet apart from the captain and the android.
Gotcha.
So I was thinking, okay, maybe this guy, like, the character traits for Percy were that he was a bit of a douche before. So maybe he remembers Percy being a bit of a douche, and I'm picking up the sense that he likes me better now that I'm not being like that.
Nope,
Even though I still am a bit.
This was a situational awareness. I would have also given that role to Elise if she weren't so.
In the moment,
At least
yeah.
not paying attention. Unless the spidey sense tingles, it's not triggering for her.
Yeah, and her...
she still has more to say. She's not off her soapbox yet.
Rajuan does at this point suggest, if you wish to continue this, then perhaps we should retire to my office again.
I think that would be best.
All right, have we passed any like electronic stores?
Yeah.
I guess like some electronic giveaways. I don't know. I think I should stay out here looking to see if there's anything I can get for repairs.
No,
Especially that damn fridge.
Rajuan is asking that everyone return to his office with him.
Well, at least that's what I got my cinnamon bun.
Yeah.
When we get back to the office and the door closes, Elise will continue to say, "So, if our pasts are truly this horrible, is there really no harm in letting us know, maybe the rough version of it? You're asking us to make a decision blind. You realize this, yes?"
I'm not asking you to make any decision. I'm simply telling you mine.
Your decision is that if we decide to pursue learning this information, you're going to cut us off knowing very well that you could be the only person in this entire galaxy that has any sort of positive feelings for us and would be the only people we could call a friend, possibly. Because until we know otherwise, we don't know. But you know.
I think you have the full of it, yes.
You're saying that you are our only friend in this entire sector of space.
I'm not saying that I am your only friend. I'm saying that you know me, or you have good cause to believe me to be a friend, and that if you insist on demanding your past from me, then I am done with you.
Hmm.
I feel as though that is not true.
He doesn't respond.
You really do not strike me as the type of individual that would so blatantly cut us out. Because if this were the case, we would never have met on supposedly numerous occasions for dinner or have built up a repertoire where your grandchildren know us. Surely, if we were so dangerous, so criminal, so offensive, your family would not be aware of us, who we are. Or do you disagree?
Mistakes have been made and proven themselves to not be mistakes uh, in the afterthought, but that doesn't influence how I perceive your risk to me, to Mona, and to my family.
We are on a ship that nobody outside of very select few close searches could be recognized as the Raza.
Let me put this a different way. I would be remiss in every responsibility I take seriously as a teacher and a mentor if I reminded you who you were and gave you the information to go back to who you were. It is in my civic duty. It is my civic duty to let you be angry with me so that you can lead better lives. That is my choice to make. The only reason I would let you force me, so to speak, to reveal more of your past to you is because of the sympathies I hold for your tortured captain and the hope I have for you proving me wrong.
Orchard.
Porcelain was a very, very angry person.
At the Union.
At Union, at Mercury Corps, at Spectrestar Technologies. I didn't even need to pay her to attack Vandus 3.
Mercury Core and what was the last one?
Mercury Corps and Spectrestar Technologies.
Okay.
And I'll also
Yeah.
put it in chat for you.
Das is gonna stand up. I'm guessing she's probably back on the sofa at this point. You're gonna stand up and go over to the desk, and just take something out of her pocket and put it on the desk, and just say, "Do you know what this is?" It's the tube.
Hang on real quick. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
He looks down at it. Looks like one of the puzzle boxes that you're so fond of.
Nothing
Haven't you solved it?
special about it. Not yet.
Odd.
Hmm.
Maybe you don't want to solve it.
I don't know. I feel like I'm making progress, but hmm. She takes it, puts it back in her pocket, and slowly goes and sits back on the couch.
Yep.
Red one.
We could always just
Well-
cut it open.
Well,
Looks.
I guess.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I guess we're not having much luck here. The teacher and the mentor, or the self-proclaimed teacher and mentor, is not going to give us the information about our pasts that we might need, just so that we have some idea of who the rest of the universe sees us as, so we can defend ourselves from our own past. Because the rest of the universe hasn't forgotten.
You don't
But
need
nice
me
enough
to
so
tell
we can
you that the
really-
rest of the universe thinks you are terrorists. Nothing I say will change that. Only what you do going forward. And let me be clear here. I am not telling you that I am not forbidding you from seeking out your past on your own. I will not even close my doors to you unless you prove it necessary. If you go and dig up yourself, I simply will be no part of it.
Hmm.
Well, that's
You got it.
all I was
Was I
trying to
was
get
I
to.
real was I really that much of a dick the last time I came here?
Yes.
I imagine I wasn't much more pleasant than I am now.
Huh.
Quite the contrary.
Oh, I'm ruder now. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
I can live with that.
Comes from a place of desperation, I believe.
Well,
And I
I'm
am
nothing if
sorry.
not desperate. But at least this gets to where I was trying to get at, which is if we are in need of finding some place to go where we have nowhere else to, as we discover, I'm hoping that on our most desperate of days, we can still turn to you. Because I'm sure you're well aware that out there we will not be finding probably anything of comfort from what you're getting at.
Some comforts should not be welcomed. And those you may find outside these doors. Let me arrange rooms for you to stay the night. I should like to keep you isolated from the population of Mona City for the time being. At least until I've had more history with the new you.
That's a reasonably wary move. I can appreciate that at least.
You appreciate that. This is actually sounding like the prison we were talking about before.
You are free
No,
to
I mean,
go if you'd
no.
like.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying that I appreciate. I'm not saying that I appreciate it being done to me, but I'm saying that I appreciate the level of caution when he doesn't know us. This us. I mean.
This is getting to that whole like nature versus nurture thing. Right?
Hmm.
Mm,
How much
How
of
much
us
of who we were
is
was-
still us?
Yeah. How much of who we were is still in there?
mm.
my hope is very little.
I mean, surely if you think that current me is ruder, isn't past me better?
No, past
Look-
you was fake polite. Current you is honestly rude.
Yeah.
Look, he offered us rooms. Let's talk it over. Let's talk it over tomorrow.
I suppose we should check in with 808 too. Make sure nothing's gone wrong.
Valid shout.
Yes.
Oh, actually, one question before we go to bed, before we retire. Numbers. Do you know what the numbers mean? The
What
designations? Do
what
they have any
numbers?
significance? Well, we woke up in different pods. I woke up in pod labeled 800, 872, 180, so on and so forth.
Kind of refer to ourselves by those numbers till we got a name.
Wouldn't
We had no choice. We had nothing else.
I wouldn't have any idea. Have you checked the pod serial numbers?
Were they just serial numbers?
Well, no,
It was
they're
part of the serial numbers, wasn't it?
yeah. I don't remember what you guys discovered there. And so I'll let you kind of retroactively know if you want to, but they were presented. They were like put on front as a number, just kind of to identify that pod. You know, like with one of those big sticker maker things.
Mhm.
Yeah, the label makers.
Yeah, label
printer.
maker. But if
Oh yeah.
if you had investigated, then yeah, you would have found that those labels were just the last what was it, 4, 5? The last 5 characters of that particular pod's serial number.
We named ourselves after a serial number.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, it was the only thing we had to distinguish ourselves, short of just making something up like you eventually did, Elise.
Yeah. Just making something up. Totally wasn't an identity crisis.
Struggle builds character, and I hope to
Maybe
have.
for Sarah.
I hope to have many more rude but honest exchanges with Elise in the future. Now,
I
if
mean, I can
Felix,
go back to being like hidingly whatever the fancy word that you said was.
fake.
Sure. I can go back to being fake.
No, I am being honest when I say I look forward to rude exchanges with Elise. It's far more refreshing and pleasant than any fake conversations I or my granddaughter ever had with Sarah.
Such we can say this with tomorrow.
Just as long as you don't go too rude, apparently.
He does want to be excused. He of course says that he has a business to attend, but to those more insightful, it's pretty obvious he's just done with this for now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that rattled him a little bit.
Yeah.
Might have rattled him a little bit.
A little bit?
I mean, you could have stopped me anytime.
Oh, yeah, no, you were absolutely in your element. Nobody was stopping you.
There's a fake smile, but a smile is being put on nonetheless.
And
But I imagine Lisa's very good at putting on a fake smile.
Or at least Sarah was.
that
Yeah.
seems like
Sarah.
a good place to end it. Any last words before I do?
Well, did you get my question about like would he tell us where he thinks we'd get a warm welcome, or is that included in
I
not
must
helping
have
us?
completely missed. Oh, I do see that.
Yeah, I was right before. Yeah, I was right when we were talking about the megacorps.
He says that he'll give your question some thought.
Okay, that's the best I can help for.
Yeah.
Just because it's a little nerve wracking to go out hunting answers and not knowing what your reception will be.
Right. Yeah. No. He takes that as a honest, a good question, and seems honest enough when he says that he would like to give that some consideration before sending you off to, on
Potentially to our
his advice.
deaths.
Yeah.
On our magical journey without memories. Because I don't imagine anyone here is going to take up the offer just to settle down here.
I hope not.
Sorry, we didn't go for the farming simulator bait.
Well,
Even though we're the one that jokes about doing that on
That would have been a very interesting campaign, though. We could have been revolutionizing Andoys into the far more ethical and far more preferred capitalistic system instead of this like social utopia that we've got here.
All right, I'm bringing the stream ending card down.
No,
cut the stream.
It's fine. We'll leave 808 here. He can do that while we're away.
We're gonna come back. He's gonna be a farmer. He's gonna have triplets. Whole new life ahead of him.